Hey there dudes and dudettes, it's Richie and welcome back to From the Depths, continuing the campaign against the Grey Talons. So I'm going to be pushing into their territory here, capturing this shiny little resource zone, then pushing onto this town, and onto this one and knocking out the last of their headquarters, or bases should I say, and somewhere along the way we'll have to deal with this mobile fleet as well. And that looks like a village. I didn't even know the Grey Talons had villages. But since it's not moving anywhere, I'll leave that be for now. Main target of this is going to be the last of their headquarters, and then obviously with the Grey Talons out of the war, it'll be on to the next faction. Which, considering that the Steel Striders and the not Lightning Hoods, Twin Guard are allied with each other, it'll likely be a war against both of them at the same time. Which shall either result in me wiping them out or me getting my ass kicked in. Either way, should be make for entertaining watching. So the first one obviously is to take out the guardians of this town. I think the Kamchatka's fully repaired and ready to go, so yeah, we'll take him into battle. And we are facing a Onslaught, which is quite a hefty unit, and I don't think we've faced that before. A Hermes, an Odyssey, and a Pike.
Receiving.
So what we'll do, position him here, transport onto him, and yeah, let's do this. First thing we need to do is make sure I'm not controlling the weapons, and then we'll see where the barrage leads us to. He's throwing in some cram shots there, so let's see if we can shoot those down. Hopefully some of them, yep, most of them. Nice job with the laser defense there. And we'll see how all the rounds I'm firing are going. Judging by the massive amounts of debris, they've been quite effective. Yeah, I think he's been gutted pretty well. Also, I'm not sure what the RR stands for. Red ribbon, maybe? I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you know what the RR stands for. I'm suspecting it's probably one of the tribes that the Grey Talons have. Oh, let's have a closer look at it. It's got a crane on the back of it of some kind. That's quite interesting. Maybe this is like the industrial unit for them. A few missiles flying into him should hopefully take him out of it. And the shields down. I'm not sure the shields are down. Yeah, I think the shields definitely are down. Starting to see some of these simple weapons hitting home there, with the autocannons in particular. And he's, I believe, down now and out for the count. And this is the Onslaught, the big one. Let's have a look and see how he does. Looks like quite a beefy, mean unit. It also looks like he's got double-layered shielding as well. Just seeing all the shrapnel from my missiles spreading off. That might have been better off using a laser. Oh, crack, he's got laser defenses as well. No, I think you might not actually have double-layered shielding. It might just have been laser defenses shooting them down. Oh, warp drive as well, that's nice. Yeah, this is kind of the sort of serious units that be expecting the Grey Talons to field. Let's just check the map to see how we're doing health-wise. Still at full health. He's down to 98%. So he hasn't even scratched us yet, which is always a good sign, actually. I think the heat shell should be shredding his internals rather nicely. Framon's coming into play as well. I think we must have taken out his laser defense, because it looks like his lasers aren't doing a very good job of shooting him down. Which of course makes my job a bit easier. Just have a closer look at this thing just to bit of a close-up look at it. Sort of like a flying battleship. I think another few more rounds of it should be able to take him out rather nicely. And I think I've got laser defences that can cover the front, hopefully. Well, cover most of them anyway. Looks like we've taken some damage there. Let's just have a closer look at what it's done. Yeah, it's quite a bit of considerable damage there. Thankfully, I think most of it is superstructural damage, so not much to worry about for the time being. I think we should be able to repair those quickly enough. And we're stopping most of the cramshell shot, well, all of those cramshell shots. So hopefully we'll be able to kill him before he does too much damage to us. And it looks like it's got radar flares mixed. Radar boys mixed in with those flares. And if it carries on at this angle, we're going to get the rest of the riot guns coming into play. Judging by the fact he's going into the water, I think we've probably ripped his heliblades to pieces. Which, of course, helps us along the way. He's down to 77 armament, 97. So yeah, we are damaging him rather considerably. It's only a tough little thing. In fact, that's one thing I've noticed about the Grey Talons. They are rather tough. Resilience being taken out. So that's probably one advantage of having it when they're fighting something like the Scarlet Dawn. Just the sheer resilience and ability to withstand what the Scarlet Dawn can throw at them. Looks like I've got every gun firing now. So they're probably reloading some of them. See, some of his shields are still in place and still deflecting shells. But I do see quite a few getting through. And you can see those yellow sparks there from the heat shells, which are probably causing massive damage inside, cutting his components. Is he disintegrating? No, not quite. Keeps trying to warp, and I don't think he's got enough power to be able to actually warp anywhere, which results in him just jumping around like that. Should probably get into warp drives and try and make something useful out of them. I've heard there's bugs and exploits with them, but I don't quite know what those are, so I can't exploit them or share them. I figure maybe you might be able to warp inside an enemy ship or something like that. Wouldn't that be OP as hell? Get a bunch of nukes, warp into the enemy, boom, easy victories. But I think that's taking exploiting just a little bit far, actually. I'd like to have some kind of challenge in my battles. Oh well, he's 2 damage now anyway, so it'll be on to the next opponent. And let's have a look how we've done damage-wise. Bit of damage to the superstructure. The deckings are being repaired. If there's any more real damage actually. I think it was just those little bits there. Look at us, like I'm back at 99 health, so yeah, bring on the next opponent, please. And yep, our ship is on its side. I guess they must be using those shells that knock it back. Considering the Kamchatka's weighs a ton, it's going to be pretty OP shells to be able to do that. Frustrating. At any rate, let's see how he does against all my little swarm of missiles coming in. Not very well, apparently. Let's watch his cram shots come in and see how effectively we stop them or don't stop them. He barely stopped them that time. Stopping those shells rather nicely, which I do like. I've also upped the range on the laser defense as well to maximum. The default's about 500, but I figure if you start shooting when you're at 1,000 away, yeah, like this, I can start to try and stop him. Just a massive hail of fire coming from a ship. Certainly wouldn't like to be on the receiving end of this anyway. And it looks like they've destroyed some advanced cannon part there. Right, looking at it, that little cannon on top, it looks like we've taken it out. Just the main cannon here that we need to take out next, and then it'll be a sitting duck. And that explosion probably means his engine is overloading, which will limit his shielding and his ability to move around. And it looks like some of them are turning off and on. Yeah, looks like the autocannons are finding the target now, which means their shields are down. Judging by that drop into the water, he's done for, I'd say. And he should be coming in from somewhere around. This is the one with the drone ships on. So that gives me a little bit more of a challenge. And I think these are probably sabot shells coming in, which will do a diddly squat against my shields. But I also remember these are the frustrating ones that fly backwards, so first things first, let's kill these and let me not chasing around or pulling out a back and getting back in again. Thankfully my missiles are targeting them even though they have their own guidance, so they must consider him an annoying pest as well. Good job, missiles. And it looks like part of his ships or the other drone's dead. So we can concentrate everything on just this big boy here. After we finish off the other drone, of course. It looks like his drones come over to give me an easy target, actually. The autocannons on the other side should be able to target him. And again, maybe not. Yeah, that should definitely finish him off now. So now let's just concentrate everything on this big boy and bring him down. And I think that's the last defender for this tower. So we've got a jolly good show for the Kamchatka. Yeah, I should shred any internals rather nicely. This looks like a slightly different helicarrier to the one we faced previously. What's it? I can't remember if we faced the Odyssey before or not. It looks kind of similar to the one we faced. One of the first helicarriers we faced of the Grey Talons. And again with that water texture, I'm presuming it's meant to be there, since I only see it in their territory. Let's just have a look at what damage the Kamchatka's taken. Ouch, it's lost 2 of the guns. Was it chain reaction? Possibly, I don't know. Well, this one's not been affected by any kind of chain reaction. Simple cannons in a bunch are I found are very powerful. Assuming it doesn't have shields in the way, obviously. I think someone recommended to me this simple laser as well. It's particularly effective since there's little defense against it. So I might try that for some kind of fast aircraft or something like that. Realise I'm getting close and circling. Well, they do have something similar to that, but it uses a regular system. And I think if we're going up against these Steel Striders and they're starting to feel some of the big battleships, I might need to bring that into play at some point. Steel Striders have one unit that I'm very terrified of. I'll get into that in a bit. In the meantime, let's see how the repairs are doing. It's taken quite a bit of damage actually, so I'll need to pull out of this one to get myself repaired. Just check the map and see what you're down to. 94%. And even at 94% we've still got quite a lot of guns we can shoot them with. We've still got the crowns on the side, I think. Oh, we don't. We did quite a bit of damage there. Thankfully we can pull out of the out of play and then get him repaired and ready for the next opponent. And the enemy has hit one of our mining outposts, which is completely undefended, so this is going to be a very one-sided fight. Unfortunately I've got nothing in range either to be able to get close enough to it in time.
Listening.
Well, I could try the Katyusha just for the hell of it. Yep, we'll do that.
Moving out.
I doubt it'll take it out, but we'll give it a go at least. If we can get there in time with it.
Moving
and
out.
I don't think it's going to get there in time, unfortunately. Which means that outpost is pretty much written off.
Listening.
But you know, I'll teleport onto him just there. So I can see, watch his demise. With him being a small target, it'll be a little bit trickier to hit. Until he actually does. Ouch. Yep, he's dead. Yep, little outpost. By the time I get to him, he'll probably be gone. And he'll probably kill me again just for good measure. Yep. That was cheeky. Okay, we've got one of the oldest units in our repertoire. The Katyusha versus... How is he at 51%? I'm figuring he probably shot himself or something like that. And the other one at 50, the other one at nearly 99%, so... I'll have a go, it might be a suicide run, but what the hell. To do is close in a little bit, let the missiles fire off, and then do the advanced tactic of running away like a little wimp while on a reload. Yep, there we go. They're firing forget missiles, so all we need to do is just let them do their thing, really. Keep zigzagging a little bit just to present a tough target to him. I'd be impressed if this actually takes him down. If it takes down a one at 51%, I think it's got a good chance of destroying him. It's a question of whether it can take out the other one as well. If he's only going to fire crams at me at this range, he hasn't really got much of a chance. And we've got the missiles reloaded, so back in we go for another salvo. Beautiful. The question is he actually doing any damage? Well, looks like we've taken out one of them at least. So it's just the other one. Just need to finish off this one and then we can call this a victory, and it'll be a rather spectacular victory for a little unit like the Katyusha. Though bear in mind these are flails, which I suspect are probably some of the Grey Talons' easiest units. But even so, still good. Still good. We can Katyusha's remaining battle worthy. It was like the flails flailing around. Hey, thanks. I'm here all week, folks. Okay, I'll go back to the standard tactic of circling and shoot and scoot, or hit and run, whichever you want to call it. In fact, if there wasn't such if I had more units here to fight with, I'd probably try and capture him. Although, to be honest, if I had more units, I probably won't be sending this in. But nevertheless, jolly good show for the Katyusha. It proves even a design that's a bit as old as this and simple as this can still be effective. Jolly good show. Alright, now that side show's out of the way, we'll get the Justice in to deliver its own special brand of justice. I know I'm going to have to come up with more original puns.
Moving now.
At any rate, I think you'll be able to handle anything they can throw at them in rather easily.
Receiving.
We'll put him in here, transport to him, and we're up against a Stratocumulus. I don't think we've faced that one. A corruption, which I'm pretty sure we haven't faced, and another corruption. So this could be interesting. And of course it's night time, isn't it? Always night time when we choose our attacks. But it looks like the lasers are finding the target rather nicely. And yeah, they've shredded him absolutely to pieces. Damn. And yep, we got the next target coming. I believe there's the Stratocumulus. It looks like it's. Hey, they are flying a flag there. Don't always see enemy units flying it. I try to make sure I have a flag on every one of my units, just for show and all that. And to prove we are which side we're on. Yeah, I did expect a major challenge, and well, I guess I shouldn't with something like this, OP lasers like this. But we've still got two factions to take down after taking out this outpost, and they might pose actually a serious challenge to us yet. I also want to try risking capturing resource zones for this faction, since it'll put us in better stead for taking on the last two factions. I mean, every scrap of resource we can get really is going to be an advantage to us. And if we can do it with minimum losses, then we're laughing. So what I'll probably do is I'll keep the Justice around this area to finish off whoever's left, and I'll send the rest of the fleet up to the borders of the Steel Striders and the Twin Guard. Ouch, yeah. Having a stupid big battleship like this really does make things a lot easier. I wish I could spawn in all of them at once actually. May they rest in pieces. And now it's time to finish off their base of operations. Justice against the Yggdrasil. I forget how you pronounce that. Okay, and let's just watch the end of his outposts, which probably won't take that long actually. Yep, it looks like all the four of the outer ones are being shredded now. I'm not sure what the laser's shooting at there, just some shooting into the sky randomly. Problem with them being such small targets is they're a bit more tricky to hit them. Yeah, I'm not sure what they're shooting at there when if. Oh well. Looks like the missiles have found the forward pod there, and they're making a rather nice mess of him. So, and there goes another pod and its cannon. Another one there biting the dust, and it's just down to this one now. And I think it's the main outpost itself to spawn in. Yep, he's dead now. Dead and out of the fight. So let's see how long it takes to go through the main outpost. Oh, I see what he's doing. He's trying to shoot this unit here, but it's just a bit of a tricky target to get with him being so small. And here comes the main outpost, and probably a little bit of lag as well. Any time now, I think. Yep, there we go. Yep, that laser just absolutely shreds through the metal of them. And let's have a closer look at them all to see what this base is about. I thought that was like a walkway to go inside then. I'm guessing these are where the new ships will be built, I guess. Landing point, maybe. Let's have a look inside. A crystal, which is probably got something. No, I thought it'd be used to repairs that. Yep, let's just get down to the senseless destruction. Yeah. That's the top part of it brutalized. So now let's focus everything on this
Engaging now.
bit here. In retrospect, I probably could have moved in my ship a bit closer, then it wouldn't have these accuracy issues. I think we're firing at a range of just under 3 kilometers. I suppose it's not bad accuracy, but it's not absolutely brilliant either. But still, it's getting the job done without much effort, so I like that. Probably because I'm a bit lazy, really. I like to get my units to do the work for me. In fact, I tend to prefer the more designing aspect of it rather than the actual combat aspect of it. And again, that's kind of what this game is, about 90% building, about 10% actual fighting. Depending, your own playstyle may vary, of course. And that is the last outpost for the Grey Talons. So it's still friendly terms with the Steel Striders and the other ones. It's amazing. I would have thought they'd be going to war with me over this. Still, mustn't grumble. So I guess the next thing to do will be to get my fleet on the borders and ready to start the next war. I'll move the Hornet up to support
Moving out.
the main surface fleet there. I'll need to take out this airborne target here, although then again I could probably do it with the carrier since he's a bit faster.
Moving out.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Listening.
Send the carrier in to deal with that and send the
Moving
surface fleet in. Up to, I think, the borders with these Twin Guard, I think, are probably the best
Moving
place for them. Need to figure out where the other cruiser fleet should go.
Moving now.
Here for a start. Okay, so we got some fleet movements underway. We've got some mining happening. We've also got the Hornet ready to face off against this mobile fleet coming in here. I've also tweaked the Hornet as well, so it should automatically launch its fighters. Should be in the keyword there. I haven't had a chance to properly fully test it yet.
Moving out.
So this could go could go wrong, but it could go well. We'll find out soon enough about that. In fact, why don't we actually test it and get it to take this tile here?
Moving out.
That's going to be the best test for it, I think.
Moving out.
And we're up against an Odyssey, an Achievement, a Warhorse, and a Valkyrie. What I'll do is I'll spawn a carrier facing south, so I put onto him, and I'll sort of steer him to the southwest. I think we're ready. I think we're getting out of there rather nicely. Just need to carry on that course and leave him to it, really. Ouch. Oh, God, that's not good for me, is it? Do is I'll order him. Put him to that square there.
Control's yours. Moving out.
And then we'll see how the drone aircraft are doing against him. In fact, I might as well teleport in there and have a look at close up. And that's not a good sign, but that's passed by, thankfully. In fact, I think this one might be dead inside. Yep, I think he's... Well, it's still leveling me up, so that can't be all bad, can it? Yeah, might as well be better off switching to another ship, aircraft. There's like one in the water there, so as I pass overhead, I might try jumping down and see if I can capture it. This is going to be tricky though, just jumping at the right time. Hopefully not too soon, not too late. Oh, but then again, he's moving rather quickly, so that might be a bit of a challenge. Yep. Yeah, we're not going to have much luck jumping onto him there. No, unless he does a somersault and crashes into the water again. Let's see how the rest of them are doing. The warhorse is taking light damage. But I think this guy's going after my carrier, which should be well out of danger now. Yep, just like a real carrier does. Stays well out of the way. I think the only limiting factor on actually using it to its full potential is the fact that you can't actually attack from beyond a certain distance. Otherwise it'd probably just make it a bit way too easy. And maybe you can swing round and I can jump onto him. Hopefully. So turn a little bit more round. Or then again, if I jump onto that one quickly and jump off. Might put me in the ideal position to capture this one if I can.
Orders complete.
And yes, my helicarrier is well out of danger now. In here, right there. Oh really? Come on. No, of course not. And there's my previous course. Would have been nice to capture for a bit of extra resources, but I guess we can't have nice things. Hopefully once it gets in the water, the swordfish will be more effective and actually do something. Problem is with the torpedoes, can't really do much while he's in the air. That doesn't stop him from trying though. Looks a bit more promising. It's optimistically. Yep, he's in the water. We've got a chance of taking him out now. Can just actually get on the ship. That's going to be the major point of it. Major challenge. There we go. And we should have the ship right about now. Thank you for your generous donation. Because it'll take quite a bit to get this repaired and back in action, but that's another matter. Point is, we captured some prizes. Okay, it's time to take out the last mobile fleet of the Grey Talons. And it is a Venator. Which I have no idea what it is. I've not faced it before. At any rate, I'll put the carrier in there and get him to fly again southwest again. So yeah, all the aircraft should launch, and let's check them. Just get off the map, make sure I'm in position. Yep, looks good. I think it's just slightly beyond my range at the minute. So I think what happens as soon as it comes into range, it will start launching all the fighters against him. I suppose it can make things easier by moving closer to him. Slowly, of course, because there is actually a limit to how fast it can go with tractor beams attached to him. If I go too fast, then they'll start to lag behind, and that can cause some problems. Although he's now in range by the looks of it. I mean, it looks impressive launching them all like that.
Turning off.
I wonder if I just stick back here and let them go ahead and strike the first blows. Yeah, that sounds like it'll work. He's firing shots, but they're awfully short range, so I don't think he's got much of a chance there. Yeah, let's turn on the lasers.
Weapons only.
Hopefully I won't shred enemy on aircraft. And yeah, let's let them close in and look at the carnage we're causing. Or not causing, as the case may be. Let's transport to one of our nearest wildcats. Yeah, the laser on the carrier is doing a rather good job of shredding through. If I can time my jump right, I'll be able to do some more plundering. And again, maybe not. Oh well. I'll just drop to the bottom of the ocean and sit back and watch as the carnage unfolds on him. And what the heck are these things? These look like some kind of engines or something. They can't be custom, can they? Can't be custom jet engines, can they? I think the last time I tried, I struggled to get custom engines on spin blocks. No, whatever they are. I think they're mostly there for the aesthetics anyway. It's got laser defense as well, that's rather nasty. If I keep hammering with a laser, that should take him out. It doesn't look like it's got shields either, so all the shots I do go onto him are actually going through. And bombs are the only thing that can pass straight through shields and be ignored by lasers, which I found is rather effective. In fact, I might need that for some of the ships I'll be facing in the incoming campaign.
Listening.
Rogue was one of the first aircraft actually, or first drones actually made. It's relatively simple in design, cumbersome but rather cheap. Just use plain old bombs. The ones on the side are actually radar guided with fins, so that makes them just a little bit more effective. What he has on the underside as well is a cram cannon with high explosive, which does rather nice damage. Disintegrating, so if that's the case, might be able to just quickly jump on and capture something. No, of course not. Every aircraft gets out of range. But at any rate, that's him done and dusted. left for me to say is thanks for watching. Like, comment and subscribe if you've enjoyed. And I'll be seeing you in the next episode when I launch the last offensive. Yep, and that's the last of his mobile fleets, and with that, the last hope the Grey Talons have a victory. GG. So, see you in the next video. Like, comment and subscribe. And, yep, we'll win this war, damn it.